G'day, everybody. Alabar Jones here, leader and founder of the EarthGuard Astral Projection Group. As you may be aware, um, we have been in contact with the archons. If you're not clear who they are, you've got demons, reptilians, some other characters, and then on top of that are the archons. These are the guys who have been consuming worlds for aeons, for as long as anyone's been aware. They claim to be um, in the process of consuming or have fully consumed 26% of existence. Now, I've recorded those interviews. They'll be published soon. One of the channel or the person who's being inhabited by one of these archons. Um, he's a bit shy. He wants us to mask his name and his face, and I don't have a problem with that. But it means you guys will have to wait to meet them. But when he originally called me up for an exorcism, it was a being that acted like a demon, sounded like a demon, didn't look like a demon, and didn't respond to any of the procedures I use to destroy demons. So, I kind of left a pin in that, and it was worth it because after the interviews we had with Archangel Michael and with Yahweh, or also known as the Big G, they alluded to who they answer to. And I was lucky in finding this person again. Now, after those two conversations, the title's about 5 hours of chat time. Um, we conclude several things. One is that they can't be trusted. Two is that they're afraid of us. And three, they've never ever had any pushback. They've used so many layers of bullshit, so many lies upon lies upon lies upon lies upon lies, 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 and so it's so confusing that no one's ever cracked through it all. And, we had to deploy a lot of violence on the astral planes to get there, to actually to reach these conclusions, which is anathema. It's what's the other word for anathema? It's heresy to talk about spiritual violence, and that's what that's exactly why demons have been running roughshod over our whole planet. And the cult that worships demon kind, who's all listed in the Epstein files, and it's not the whole lot of them, there's a bunch more. Those guys have been able to run free and do as they please because the only people who are going to realize that they're working for demon kind also have their hands bound by peacefulness. And I'm certain that that is a teaching that was instigated by demon kind to protect itself. It's been very effective. And I think it's worked on, well, more worlds than I've got fingers and toes to count them on. But after those negotiations, they promised to send 40% of their personnel, we call them collaborators, or the priests and functionaries of running our world, for the benefit of demon kind and their archon masters. Ashiana Dean talked extensively about this. She's a philosophical forebear, and as it turns out, all of our research and all of our work has proven that she was 100% right. Now, as it turns out, after they agreed to take 40% of their people off planet, but we can't trust them to do what they say they're going to do. In fact, they started attacking members of our team almost immediately. I responded in the way that I do and took out a small department, a couple of dozen of them, in very, very short order. I expected far stronger resistance and far more resistance than that. Um, and I think our team has spooked ourselves by the size and gravity of who we're talking to, like these eternal beings who've consumed unlimited planets and species. And we're just going like, we should cower in fear about these guys, but we're not. Like they're actually afraid of us. They've never been, I haven't gone head to head with anyone for ages, I don't think, for as long as any of them can remember. But they're here to capture our souls and suck all the life force out of them through something called a phylactery, which sustains their life, well, eternally, I suppose, so long as they've just got fresh souls to use as feedstock. What else do I want to say? So, we did a lot, we were doing a lot of reconnaissance today, and we found four, we found four of these locations. And these are locations where all of the energy has been sucked out of reality or existence. Not all of it, but a lot. And then it's been changed. And so then it becomes a Xerox copy of, of reality, a lesser copy of reality. And it's outside of the laws that everybody else, that applies to everybody else, because they've created their own jurisdiction. Um, we've been aware of these for a little while. We weren't sure what to do about them. The first one we found was Mirror World, which is where psychopathology and mania comes from. The real maniac stuff. Think monster trucks, machine guns, and smash 'em up derbies squared, and you're in with meth, and you're in the kind of crazy that comes out of Mirror World. I forbid anyone in the teams from going in there. It's the infection there is being infected by that's really dangerous. There's also one we call Clown World, in which silliness is the reality. There's another one which we call the Sentient Potato, which is a boredom reality where people where couch potatoes are sorry, the qualities of couch potatoes are transferred. The first two have a lot of mental health issues come through them, but this one's about laziness. And if you think that couch potatoes and vampires are a perfect match, you're 100% correct. There's nothing better they would like than passive food, than passive livestock. The one that we pushed the one that we pushed out of our galaxy and beyond the limits of existence within our galaxy. See, like our galaxy not only has physical limits, but also metaphysical limits. And once you push something outside of it, it ceases to exist. It's over. And so everything, the archon world that they had built, was one we tipped into non-existence today, as well as the couch potato one. And it was so much easier than we imagined. I could not have predicted that it was that simple. But we have now fired the first shot in a war with the real enemies of Earth. And one of a handful of things will happen. I'll disappear. I'm not suicidal. Don't think that for a second. Or the Illuminati will collapse without their metaphysical friends to make sure that all of their spells keep them in power. Yeah, I'm just updating you as to where we're at because expect more crazy. It's coming. Um, yeah, and we're working hard for this. But prepare yourselves for a celebration. I really hope that in a week or so, the Illuminati will start to collapse. There with nobody and nothing left to maintain the spells on Earth that keep them in power and us their subjects. Well, I think there's a comeuppance to be had. I think there's going to be a bit of pitchforks and torches coming out. Yeah, so I'm excited actually. This is easier than I thought it would be. Um, but yeah, you'll see why once we go once you start listening to 5 damn hours of interviews with the beings who think they own our world. Yeah, they just need a bit of correcting, really. Anyway, my love to you all. Stay well. Bye for now. Somebody interview me about this. Come on.